Right, Uday. Today we are going to discuss our 15th paper. In this paper, we will discuss questions related to velocity time graph, MCQ questions, right? Right, Uday. Let's see the answer for the question number one. Read the question. Two straight lines shown in the displacement time graph represent the motion of two objects, capital A and capital B. Started from rest at t equals 0 and moving along the positive x direction. Which of the following statement made about the motion of the object is true? Udala, before answering this question, let me revise the theory point that you can obtain from displacement time curves. Uday, when you consider these y coordinates, you will obtain instantaneous displacement. When you consider the gradient of displacement time curve, you will obtain velocity of instantaneous velocity of the particle, right? These are the points you can obtain from a displacement time curve, right? Let's see the first choice. In the first choice, they have given the object B has traveled for a longer time than B. Today, you can observe that both object A and B have moved equal time interval. එතකොට ළමයි මේක වැරදිනේ. ඒ දෙන්නම මේ T naught time interval එකක් නේ move වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Then the second answer, when T equals T naught, object B has made displacement greater than A. You can observe that displacement of A is greater than dA is greater than dB. Then third choice, object A has a greater velocity than B. Yeah, when you can consider the gradient. Alpha A. These are acute angles. This one is alpha B. At this point, you can observe that this alpha B is less than alpha A. Alpha A is greater than alpha B. Okay? That means gradient of A curve is greater. That means velocity of A is greater than velocity of B. Therefore, third one is a correct one. Therefore, the answer is third statement. Right, Pute? Let's see the next question. Right, Pute, let's see the question number 2. In the question number 2, they have given velocity time graph. You need to identify the correct displacement time graph. Pute, you should remember, when you consider the gradient of displacement time graph, you will obtain the velocity. That means this is the variation of gradient of this ST graph, right? Therefore, for the first space, you can say velocity increases from 0 and uniformly increases. That means gradient of this displacement time graph should increases from 0 and gradually increases. When the gradient of ST graph increases, acute angle should increases. Acute angle. Then in the second phase, you can observe that this object move with uniform velocity. That means gradient of your displacement time curve should be a constant. This angle should be a constant. Right, Pute? Initial gradient 0, then gradient positively increases. That means acute angle increases. Then the gradient becomes 0. That means it makes constant acute angle with the positive direction of the x-axis. Then you can observe that this positive velocity decreases. That means gradient of your ST graph should be positively decreased. When it positively decreases, means acute angle decreases. This is the shape. And this means alpha should be equal to 0. Then the velocity becomes 0. Then you can observe that this negative velocity increases. That means gradient should be negatively increases. When the gradient negatively increases, obtuse angle should be decreased. උදේ මේ theory points අපි theory class එකේ කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔයාලට doubts තියෙනවා නම් මේ graphical analysis මම වෙනම කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? ඔයාලා මේක cover කරගන්න ඕනේ. මට කතා කරලා recordings ඉල්ලන්න recording එක දෙන්නම්. Right? And පුතේ here you can observe that these shapes in the question answer 3 and 5 are same. But in the answer 3, the final displacement is a positive value. For the answer 5, final displacement is 0. To identify the correct answer, you can consider the area. Then put choices dekak tiyena same deviation එක තියෙනවා for third and fifth choice as well. Then you can identify the correct answer by considering the area. This area gives the displacement of the object, no? This black color area gives the positive displacement due to these positive velocities. And this blue color area gives the negative displacement, distance traveled to the opposite direction due to the negative velocities. Then you can observe that distance traveled towards the positive direction, if the right side is the positive direction, then you can observe that this distance is greater than the negative distance. Distance travels to the opposite direction. That means that final displacement of the object should be a positive value, right? Therefore, the answer is the third one. According to the fifth one, final displacement should be 0. Therefore, these two areas should be equal. You can observe that මේ area එක අඩුයි කියලානේ. Therefore, the answer is the third one. Got it? Right, lamai. Let's see the answer for the next question. Right, Puthe, let's see the question number 3. Figure shows velocity time curves of 3 particles, capital A, capital B, and capital C, moving along a straight line. If t equals 0, all the particles can be found together. That means they start their motion from the same point, right? Then you need to identify the motion of the object at t equal 10 seconds. Puthe, you can go through each answers. You can read the first choice. According to the first choice, the particle A and B meet again at t equal 10 seconds. At t equal 10 seconds, A and B එකට හමු වෙනවලු ළමයි. Right. Let me explain the motion of A and B. Here you can observe that at t equals 0, velocity of B is 0. At t equals 0, velocity of A is 5 meters per second. That means at the starting point, capital A passes the object capital B. Got it? velocity but then capital B accelerate from 0. That means capital B increase its velocity. Due to this, capital B can pass capital A at a certain time, but at that instant, capital B should obtain equal displacement as displacement acquired by capital A. Ikan lamai metendi capital B capital A පහු කරනවා නම් මේ capital A ගත්ත displacement එක එයා rectangle එකක් 5 into 10 area under the curve නේ 50 meter displacement එක මෙයා අරගෙන ඉන්න ඕන. If capital B can acquire same displacement at t equal 10 seconds, then the speed of capital B is greater than capital A, then B can pass capital A. Correct? අපි බලමු ළමයි displacement of capital B at t equal 10 seconds. Velocity is given as 10 meters per second. Easy. Half into base is 10. This one is altitude is 10. Capital B acquires same displacement at t equal 10 seconds. That means capital B pass capital A. Yes. First one is the answer, right? Let's see the next question. හරි පුතේ මේ question එකට කලින් important news ඔයාලට important message එකක් තියෙනවා දෙන්න news එකක් නෙමෙයි message එකක් හරිද ළමයි හෙට ඔයාලගේ පානදුර class එක extra class එකක් තියෙනවා එතකොට 9 am start කරනවා class එක ඔයාලා අනිවාර්යෙන් class එකට ඇවිල්ලා join වෙන්න ඒ වගේම Saturday නුගේගොඩ class එකේ theory points වල doubts තියෙනවා නම් කාට හරි එදා class එකට join වෙන්න බැරි වුණා නම් ඔයාලා recording එක ඉල්ල ගන්න අනිවාර්යෙන් හොඳද right අපි බලමු පුතේ ඊළඟ question එකට answer එක. The diagram below shows velocity time graph of two objects, capital A and capital B, right? If they started the motion from the same point at t equals 0, which of the following statement made about it is correct? ළමයි මෙයාලගේ correct statement එක තමයි. Statements තමයි අහන්නේ. Right. Both objects are started motion from the same point. Let's see the point. What are the points you can obtain from the velocity time graph? by using y coordinates, you can obtain instantaneous velocity. When you consider the gradient, you will obtain acceleration. When you consider the area under the curve, you will obtain displacement acquired by the object, right? බලමු ළමයි පළවෙනි statement එක. බලන්න, read the first statement. Simple A. The acceleration of the object A is less than the acceleration of the object B. Okay, you can consider the gradient of the two graphs at this point. You can observe that both curves, capital A and capital B, makes acute angle with the positive direction of the x-axis. That means accelerations are positive, AB. But you can observe that this acute angle made by the B curve is greater than this one, angle made by the A curve. That means acceleration of B is greater than acceleration of A, right? Acceleration of the object A is less than, we think A aduikine, B වැඩි නම් A අඩු වෙන්න බෑ. Acceleration of the object B. Capital A is a correct statement. Then you can consider the second statement. They read the second statement. Average velocity of both objects A and B are the same. To identify the average velocity of both objects, do you remember the definition of average velocity? The definition of average velocity is total displacement divided by total time taken. Here the same time interval, you can consider this time interval from t equals 0 to t equal t. Then you need to identify total displacement acquired by the particle during this time interval. If the total displacements are equal for the same time interval, then the average velocities are equal, right? Let's see the total displacement. Displacement acquired by capital A during the motion. You need to consider this area. It is a trapezium. Sum of the parallel two sides. V plus from here to here 2V divide by 2 into perpendicular height in t. This one is the displacement acquired by the capital A object during the motion. 1.5 VT is the displacement. Then you need to consider the displacement acquired by capital B. This one. This blue color area. It is equal to the area of this triangle, half into base T, altitude is 3V. It is equal, right? It is equal to the displacement of capital A. Two displacement are equal. That means when you consider the average velocity, you have considered the average velocity for the same time interval. That means two average velocities are equal, 1.5 V. Therefore, B is a correct statement. Got it? Then you can consider the statement C. Before the statement C. I don't know. Up to T naught, no? Displacement time, acceleration time, velocity time curve of B, velocity time curve of A up to T naught, right? So they read the question, read the statement, read the third statement. According to the third statement, at time t equals t naught, the object B passes the object A. There you can observe that at this point, velocities of both objects are equal. It is equal to V naught. But you can observe that displacement acquired by B. This blue color line is B, black color line is A, right? You can observe that displacement acquired by B during this time interval is less than the displacement acquired by the object A. This black color area is greater than the blue color area. That means capital B, even if capital B accelerate, it increase velocity. At this point, velocity of capital B is equal to capital A, velocity of capital A, but displacement of capital B is less than displacement of A, that means capital B cannot pass A at this point, right? You should remember up to this point, velocity of capital B is less than capital A. Therefore, gap between the two objects increases, right? At this point, you should remember that this area is equal to the maximum gap. This area gives the maximum gap that can be possessed between, that can be accessed between A and B. From this point, velocity of B is up to this point, velocity of B is less than velocity of A, therefore gap increases. Both objects move to the same direction, but velocity of A greater than B, no, therefore gap increases. But from this point, velocity of both objects move to the same direction, but velocity of B greater than velocity of A, therefore gap between the two objects decreases. You should remember, I will ask question from this point. හරිද? මම ඔයාලගෙන් අහන්නම් මෙතනින් question එකක්. At this point, this gap gives the maximum gap that can be exist between the two objects. This displacement difference, displacement acquired by the black color one, capital A, and displacement acquired by the blue color one, B. This displacement difference, black color minus blue color, gives the maximum gap between the two objects that can possess during the motion. ආයි මෙතන ඉඳලා ළමයි B ගේ velocity එක වැඩි වෙනවා කියන්නේ එයා gap එක අඩු කරගන්නවා. got it? එතකොට ළමයි C වැරදි. just velocities are equal, they have different displacement. ඒක නිසා capital B ට මෙතෙන්දී ඒව pass කරන්න බෑ. Only A and B are correct. Right ළමයි? Let's see the answer for the next question. Right, Puthe, let's see the question number 5. Position of 3 motor car. 1, 2, 3. Traveling along the 3 parallel straight lanes of road are at equal 0. They started their motion from the same point at equal t naught are shown in the figure. Using this diagram, you can observe that during equal time interval t naught, these cars 1, 2, and 3 obtain equal displacement. That means area under the curves. මේ පළවෙනි curve එක x axis එකත් එක්ක හදන area එක, area under the curve 2, area under the curve 3, these areas are equal. මේ වර්ගඵල සමාන වෙන්න ඕන ළම. They acquire equal displacement during equal time interval. Right. Let's see the answers. The situation shown in the figure A could have happened only if the areas in the graph satisfy the conditions, right? You need to identify these conditions, right? අපි බලමු first condition එක. Let's see the first condition. According to the first condition, you need to consider area of the triangle ABD. ABD, area of this triangle. This area is between curve 3 and curve 2. Then you can isolate these two curves. ඇයි මේ area එක තියෙන්නේ පුතේ මේ curve දෙක අතරනේ. To find the answer, you need to isolate these two curves, right? Let me explain. These are the two curves. T equals v velocity in meters per second. You can consider the two curves separately, right? These are the two curves. F, G, this one is the third one, this one is the second curve. They mention this area. Putala, according to this diagram, when you isolate the two curves, third one and second one, you can observe that this blue color area is the common area for the both curves. And they acquire equal displacement. That means this area under the second curve should be equal to the area under the third curve. Puthe, to equal both areas, you can observe that these non-overlapping area, මෙයා overlap වෙලා නැහැ පුතේ. This one is the common area, this blue color area. These two area non-overlapping area. මේ වර්ගඵල දෙක මොකද වෙන්න පුළුවන් පුතේ? දැන් මෙයාගේ area එක මෙයාගේ area එකට equal වෙන්න නම් මේ non-overlapping area should be equal. That means area of ADB. ADB should be equal to area of FDG. බලන්න ඒකද දීලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා first condition එකේ. ABD is equal to DEF. ඒ බම් වෙන මොකක්දනේ? මේක නෙමෙයිනේ. එහෙනම් ඉතින් ඒව එතනින් එහාට චෙක් කරන්න ඕනේ නෑ. ඒක වැරදි. මේ these two area are the non overlapping area. මේ දෙන්න equal වුණොත් නේද පුතේ common එකත් එක්ක add වෙලා area under the 3 area under the 2 වලට equal වෙයි. easy. පොඩ්ඩක් කල්පනා කරන්න ඕන. got it? Let's see the answer for the නේ. අපි check කරමු correctness of the second choice. In the second choice, they mentioned the area BCD. Let's see the BCD area, this area. මම එක blue color එකෙන් shade කරන්න. This shaded region. Okay, this area is between the curve 1 and 2. මේ දෙක අතර නේද තියෙන්නේ ළමයි 1 and 2. Therefore, you can isolate these two curves. Let me explain. These are the two curves. TV, BF මෙතන තියෙනවා. T0, CE මෙතන තියෙනවා. D. They acquire equal displacement mean area of the area under the first curve should be equal to the area under the second curve. Area දෙක equal වෙන්න ඕනනේ. Then you can observe that this one is a common area for the both area under the first curve and area under the second curve. මේකනේ common area එක පුතේ. එතකොට you can observe that to equal these two area, this blue color area should be equal to area of this non-overlapping, these two non-overlapping area. මේ දෙක මොකද වෙන්න ඕන ළමයි? Equal වෙන්න ඕන. That means area of BDC should be equal to area of කාටද ළමයි? EDF. බලන්න මේ choice එක. DEF or අකුරු මාරු වෙලා. But the first condition is okay. Then you can check the second condition. The first condition is okay. Then you can check the second condition. It is given as ABD. ABD අපි check කරා නේද? මේක. ABD should be equal to DFG. අපි ඒක first එකේ first condition එක විදිහට check කරා. Both conditions are correct. මේ දෙක equal කියලා දෙනවා. මේ දෙන්න equal කියලා තියෙනවා. Therefore, the answer is the second one. right ළමයි බලන්න එක ඉතින් ළමයි මෙතන මහතයක් නෑ තේරුණාද ඔයාලට අපේ exam එකේ දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම අමාරු question එකක්. හැබැයි ඔයාලා තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන අර ලොකු calculations නෙමෙයි පුතේ මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. තේරුණාද අර theory concept. එතකොට ඔයාලා improve කරගන්න ඕන අන්න එක දකින්න. තේරුණාද? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ලොකුවට calculation පස්සේ level ගිහිල්ලා applied වල applied ගණන් හදලා වැඩක් නෑ applied maths වල තියෙන ගණන්. තේරුණාද? එතකොට මෙතන අපි කරන්න ඕන ළමයි මේ concept එක දැන් දැක්කනේ area under the curve. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලා තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ මේ triangles මේ trapezium දෙකේම area equal මොකද they made equal displacement. එතකොට equal displacement හදනවා කියන්නේ area equal මේක common area එක. එතකොට මේක common area එකක් වෙනවා කියන්නේ මේ දෙක non overlapping area equal වෙනවා. අර ඒ දේවල් ඔළුවේ තියෙනවා. තේරුණාද? එහෙම දන්නව නම් ගේම ගහන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද ළමයි? Let's see the answer for the next question. right ළමයි දැන් ළමයි අද දැන් ඔයාලා උදේ දවසම classes සමහරක් අයට දවසම තියෙන්නේ නැති දැන් ගොඩක් අයට අද හවස classes තියෙනවා. දැන් එහෙම ඉඳලත් අද meeting එකේ ඔයාලා ඉන්න එක ගැන මට හරිම සතුටුයි. මොකද පුතේ ඔයාලා එතකොට තේරුම් අරගෙන තියෙනවා මේ time එක තියෙන්නේ paper එක කරන්න. මේක ඔයාලට අමාරුයි කියන feeling එක නිදිමත ඇති, බඩගිනි ඇති. ඒ මොනවා තිබුණත් මේ වෙලාවේ මේක කළ යුතුයි කියන feeling එකෙන් උඹලා මේක කරනවනේ බං. ඒකම මාරම ලොකු දෙයක්. තේරුණාද? ඒ කියන්නේ බං ඒක තමයි ඩිසිප්ලින් කියන්නේ. ඩිසිප්ලින් කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ ජීවිතේ ඔයා අකමැතිම දේ වුණත් බං උඹ කැමතිම දේ කරන විදිහට ඔබට කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වෙලාවේදී ඇත්තට මහන්සිය තමයි දවසම වැඩ කරලා මහන්සියද. හරිද? නිදිමතයි තමයි. හැබැයි ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕන ඔයා යන්නේ ටාගට් එකක. එතකොට මේ ටාගට් එකට යන්න තියෙන එක එක ස්ටෙප්. එතකොට ඔයා මේක ස්කිප් කරන්න නැතුව දන්නවා මේ ටයිම් එකේ මම මේක කළ යුතුයි. එතකොට මොන ප්‍රශ්න තිබ්බත් ඒ ෆීලිංස් අමතක කරලා දාලා මම මේ වෙලාවේ මේ පේපර් එක කම්ප්ලීට් කරගන්නවා කියන ඒ ඉන්ටෙන්ෂන් එකකින් ඒ ඉන්න එක මාර වටිනවා බං. තේරුණාද? ඒ ඩිසිප්ලින් එක දිගටම මේන්ටේන් කරන්න. එතකොට ඔයාට ලොකු ගමනක් යන්න පුළුවන් පුතේ. තේරුණාද? ඒක නිසා මහන්සි වෙලා වැඩ කරන්න. හරිද? මේ පේපර්ස් ලියන්න. හරිද? එතකොට මේ වගේ තියෙන මේ පොයින්ට්ස් ගැන බලන්න. එතකොට ඔයාලා තේරෙනවා ඔයාලගේ view එක කොහොමද ඔයාලා ફોකස් කරගන්න ඕන කියලා. හරිද? එතකොට නැත්නම් අපි වෙන්නේ ළමයි අපේ එනර්ජි එක වෙන පැත්තකට යනවා. හරිද? නිකන් අපරාධේ ඒ අපරාධේ. එතකොට ඒ එනර්ජි එක හරියට මේ පාස් පේපර්ස් through ගියාම ඔයාලට තේරෙනවා අපි ફોකස් වෙන්න ඕන කොතෙන්ටද කියලා. තේරුණා නේද? ඒකයි පාස් පේපර් questions ටික තියරිත් එක්ක කවර් කරගෙන යන්නේ. තේරුණාද? එතකොට ඔයාලට තේරෙනවා මම මොනවද මේ වගේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕන මොනවද එක්සෑම් එකට අහන්නේ කියන දේවල්. තේරුණාද? ඒක නිසා පුතේ හරියට මේ වැඩ ටික කරන්න. අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ question එකක් ඔයාලා තනියෙන් try කරන්න. explain දැන් මම discussion එකේදී වැඩේ තේරුම් ගන්න doubt එකක් තිබුණා නම් ඊට පස්සේ ආපහු සැරයක් තනියෙන් කරන්න මේ question එකක් at least minimum 3 times ආපහු කරන්න ඕන. තේරුණාද? right පුතේ අපි බලමු answer එක ඊළඟ question එකට. A car accelerated from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time, right? After which it decelerate at a constant rate beta. Our deceleration is given as beta. First it accelerate, then decelerate. If this angle is theta 1, tan theta 1 is equal to the acceleration alpha. If this angle is theta 2, angle subtended by the curve with the positive direction of the x-axis, it is equal to minus beta. Why? Beta is given as deceleration. No? Again, deceleration acceleration minus beta. Got it? Right? And you should remember, this angle is an obtuse angle. You need to identify opposite and adjacent side for this angle, 180 minus theta 2, tan 180 minus theta 2, you need to put a negative sign here. It is equal to minus beta. අපි කියලා තියෙනවනේ ළමයි obtuse angle එකක් නම් අපි tan value බලන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තෙන් මේ angle එකට 180 minus theta 2 වලට. හැබැයි ඔයාලා ඒ පැත්තෙන් tan value බලනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? මුලට negative sign එකක් දාන්න ඕන. Then you can observe that these two signs cancel out. Minus to minus cancel out වෙනවා. Then tan 180 minus theta 2 is equal to beta. Right. A total time interval is given as t. You need to find the maximum velocity acquired by the particle during the motion. Right. You can assume that this time interval as x. Accelerated time interval is x. Then this one should be t minus x. Total time interval is t, no? Then if this one is t, this time interval should be t minus x. Then easy. Tan alpha expressions liha. Theta 1. Theta 1 is equal to tan alpha නේ theta නේ. මම alpha ගත්තේ නැත්තේ පුතේ මෙතන alpha acceleration එක විදිහට දීලා තියෙන නිසා, right? Then tan theta 1 you can write as opposite over adjacent v over x is equal to alpha. You can subject x v over alpha. Tan 180 minus theta 2, this one, tan value for this angle v over t minus x. Opposite side v, adjacent side t minus x. V over t minus x is equal to beta. These are the two expressions. You have subject x here, then you can substitute v over alpha for x. v over t අපිට x වෙනුවට substitute කරන්න පුළුවන් v over alpha is equal to beta. Then you need to subject v. To subject v, you can bring this term from here to here. V is equal to beta times t minus v over alpha. Then v is equal to beta t minus beta v over alpha. Then you can bring this term from here to here. V plus beta v over alpha is equal to beta into t. V is a common factor. අපි ආව එළියට ගමු. 1 plus beta over alpha is equal to beta into t. Common denominator alpha. Alpha plus beta into V is equal to beta into t. Then you can subject V easy one. Alpha beta t over alpha plus beta. Simplification. ඉතින් මෙන්න මේ දෙක ලියාගත්තට පස්සේ බං එතනින් පස්සේ තියෙන O level. තේරුණාද? අර ඒවට බය වෙන්න එපා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න දෙකක් තුනක් කරනකොට හරියනවා ළමයි. right. දාගන්න. Right, Bodala. Let's see the answer for the question number 7. Consider the following statement regarding the speed time graph of an object moving in a straight line. Puthe, let's see what are the points you can obtain by considering, by using speed time graph. By using these y coordinates, you will obtain instantaneous speed. By considering the gradient, you will obtain rate of change of speed. And just like just like the velocity time graph, by using this area under the curve, you will obtain distance traveled by the particle during the motion. But the important point is, you should remember this point. This curve will not give any information about the direction of the motion. Right? Just it represents the variation of magnitude of the velocity, or just velocity, speed. හරිද? එයා පුතේ මෙයාගේ direction එක ගැන මුකුත් කියන්නේ නැහැ කියලා මතක තියාගන්න. Got it? Right. Let's see the first statement. The total distance the object traveled during the motion is 90 meters. You can obtain distance travel during the first 10 seconds by considering this area. It is equal to the half into base 10, altitude 12. 560 meters. Distance travel by the particle during the second time interval from 10 seconds to 20 seconds, area under the curve, half into base 10, altitude 6. 5 into 6, 30 meters. Then you can observe total distance traveled by the particle during the motion is 90 meters. Sum of the two distances, no? එක පැත්ත දාලා නෑනේ බන් distance නේ. Actual length එක, right? Then capital A statement is a correct one. Then statement capital B. The total displacement of the object during the motion is 90 meters. Utala, here you can observe that in the question they have given that the object is moving in a straight line. This object moving in a straight line at equal 0 starting from this point. You can consider this direction as a positive direction. If the object is moving towards the positive direction of the x-axis, then it increase distance or displacement. At equal 10 seconds, this object reach 60 meter displacement or distance, right? Now the velocity of the object is, now the speed of the object is 0. Puthe, then it again increases its speed from 0. But you should remember this curve does not give any information about the direction of the motion. No? Therefore, from here, this object can increase its speed towards the same direction. Then it will move another 30 meters. Then the final displacement is 90 meters. And also, this object can increase its speed towards the opposite direction. Direction then from here it increase its speed from 0. That means it can increase its speed from 0 towards the same direction or towards the opposite direction. If it move to the opposite direction, what will happen? It will move another 30 meters towards the opposite direction. Then displacement should be 60 minus 30. 30 meters. If the object continues motion, continues the motion towards the same direction, then the displacement is 60 plus 30. Got it? මොකද ළමයි මෙතන velocity 0 වුණාම එයාට opposite direction එකට move වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, same direction එකට move වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඇයි මෙයා කියන්නේ just velocity speed එක increase වුණා කියලා විතරයි. direction එක ගැන මුකුත් කියන්නේ. Therefore, you cannot exactly say ඔයාලට ළමයි exactly කියන්න බෑ displacement එක 90 ද 30 ද කියලා by using this curve. Got it? ඒකම නිසා there can be two displacement. 90 කියලා අපිට හරියටම කියන්න බෑ. ඒක නිසා capital B is an incorrect statement. There can be two displacement. Therefore, you will obtain two different average velocities. If the displacement is 30, then the average velocity should be 1.5 meters per second. If the displacement is 90, 90 divided by orbital time interval 4.5 meters. Therefore, you cannot say average velocity is 4.5. අපිට ඒක exactly කියන්න බෑ. It can be 4.5 or 1.5. අපිට can be කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. Definitely මේක කියලා කියන්න බෑ. Therefore, the statement C එකත් ළමයි වැරදි. Only A is true. Got it? හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න ළමයි. හරිද? මේ speed time curve එකේ තියෙන වෙනස ඕක. මෙයා direction එක ගැන මොකුත් කියන්නේ. object එක 0 වෙනවා. object එකේ speed එක 0 වෙලා ආපහු increase වුණා කියන්නේ එයාගේ motion එක continue කරන්න පුළුවන් same direction එකට නැත්නම් opposite direction එකට. Same direction එකට continue කරොත් displacement will increase. If the object move to the opposite direction, then displacement decreases. Got it? Right. ළමයි, last two questions I will discuss in your theory class. හරිද? අපි එහෙනම් ඊළඟ theory class එකේදී හම්බෙමු. Right?